Unless I win, you guys won't be hearing the speech again for a while. Unless I win, you guys won't be hearing this for a while. This might be the last one for a while, boys and girls. I'm at a birthday party, and I feel a tug at my leg. And I see this little kid there. "Excuse me, mister. Why are you so fat?" I see his father standing behind him, and I wait to see what he does. Absolutely nothing. So I bend over, look the kid straight in the eye, and I say, "I eat small children." Have you ever seen those cartoons where the guy's eyes pop out of the head and then they pop back in? Well, that's what happened to this kid. His eyes popped out of his head, popped back in, and he scooted across the floor as fast as possible. Followed by his now unhappy father. It's an uncomfortable truth. We base things on what we see, not what we understand. Whether it be man or woman, fat or thin, or maybe when I should probably be wearing a suit, but instead I'm wearing sweats and a hoodie. Or maybe it's because I decided I'm going to have a seat in the middle of my speech when I should be standing to make a point. Mr. Toastmaster, for my fellow Toastmasters and guests, have you ever had to deal with an uncomfortable truth in your life? Where somebody judged you, or you judged somebody else? I remember the first time I came to a realization about that, and it was in college. It was the week before Christmas, and all through the motel, not a creature was stirring, except me and my best buddy in college, Fred. And apparently, the fire alarm. We didn't see anything. So we decided we were going to go back upstairs to our room. And that's when I heard, "Hey! Hey, you!" I looked down, and there's a cop there. "Yeah, you! You and your friend, get down here, now!" Okay. What seems to be the "shut the bleep up and get against the wall." Well, officer, "Shut the bleep up and get against the wall. You pulled the bleeping fire alarm." "No, officer, we..." "Shut the bleep up against the wall now." Okay. "Hey, that's really tight, my hand." "Shut the bleep up!" He walked us to the motel lobby and deposited us there. Now, as a kid, my grandparents told me it was important to speak up, especially when you didn't do anything wrong, right? Hey, we didn't do anything. We did not pull the fire alarm, right? Fred, tell him. Tell him we didn't pull the fire alarm. But Fred didn't say anything. This went on for about 30 minutes until finally they let us go. They told us to go back to our motel room and they'd come find us. About 20 minutes later, the officer walked into our room. He told us that the fire alarm had been pulled 3 buildings that way. That he apologized and he was sorry. And then he walked out. Hey, Fred, why didn't you say anything? Well, Jeff, sometimes as a black man, it's best not to say anything at all. Fred was my best friend. He was my brother from another mother. He was the guy who sang in church on Sunday. On my 21st birthday, he was the one who took me to that club, and if I finish this story, I'm definitely going to get disqualified. So why didn't I see what I see? I learned an uncomfortable truth that day. I realized that just like the cop, that boy, even me, we had all saw something, but we went by what we looked at and not understood who the person was. We didn't judge them on their merit or them as individuals, but who they are. We're going to have thousands of uncomfortable truths a day. But the question is, what will you do next? You have a choice to make. And the choice that I made was to realize that I needed to understand more. And that's why I realized I needed to find that kid at that birthday party. But I never did. But I did find his father, who apologized. He was sorry, and he was embarrassed because he didn't know what to say. My fellow Toastmasters and guests, we face uncomfortable truths all the time about what we see. But are you willing to take a step back and understand and choose what you will do next? Mr. Toastmaster.